Hello, hello, everyone. How are you? Dang, live for a minute and a half. No one yet. That's odd. Hello, hello, everyone. Where you at? Dang, what is going on? Hmm. Maybe everyone is preoccupied with what's it called? My interview? Still reeling from it? Hello, hello. Hello, March 6th. Oh, does it say March 6th? No wonder no one's here. I am going to fix that right now. Thank you very much. March 4th. I should have just been like, I'm broadcasting from the future. 4th. 4th. There we go. Fixed. It was a good episode. I think I clashed a little bit with this guest today, but I backed down. It's like I'm trying to teach people through other people and build a big picture. I think it was um, Joe told me that like my purpose for doing this he found is so I could bring people together to see that. Uh, yeah, be sure to watch the one on Sunday live. That's going to be a good one. I am very excited about that. Still waiting for everyone. Still waiting for everyone. If you're in the chat, please say hi because it's hard to tell. Started out great, but when I mention something else, it's just like it's where is everyone? Maybe they're expecting me to take a rest, I guess. Oh, you. Where is everyone? Yeah, it's like there's no one here. I don't know why. Hi, Alfie. How'd you like the episode? You loved it? Hmm. So if you ever need a medium, you know where to go to. I'm gonna have a few more different people that I know. Has anyone noticed a pattern in the episodes I'm doing? I want to talk to you about that a little bit. Anyone? The purpose of very honest and straightforward. It is. Okay, good. All right. And what would be the issue? The questions I asked. What would be the issue with my um how can I say this? Maybe I'll write something. I don't want to scare away other guests. However, obviously, I do something else, right? So I see things differently. Um, not through belief, right? Like she would not say, or someone um, trained like Angelica, Angelina, sorry, I wouldn't say, I believe I'm a medium or I believe I'm talking to the dead. Just like I wouldn't say, I believe I'm not removing, I believe I'm removing this and this from the energy bodies. Does that make sense, guys? But people are in this. Um, I knew what everything she was going to say, by the way, because I trained that way myself. Um, Everyone's so into like their own thing that they barely consider something that seems out of their range. They'll um, they'll they'll try to deduce their own conclusions about basically anything as relates to what they're doing. So, um, so English and American mediumship comes from, and this is why I told the story in the beginning, comes from the 18th century, and it's an offshoot of Christianity, but it's an even more simplified version of that, right? Because Christianity, despite how I feel about it, it has a coherent cosmology, right? And if you go deeper, you get Dante's Inferno and a bunch of other stuff. hmm we mostly concentrate on other people, but it was Joe who suggested, or he let me know during our interviews, like my purpose doing this is to help people come together so they could see a bigger picture. Because when you see a bigger picture and you're able to put it together, then um, you can do a lot more and open people's minds up on a wider scale. So, which is why I'm very excited about my next interview. It's going to be very disarming for people. But in a good way. all about gifted ability, but it's more than that. She might not see it that way, but I do. Um, but because I have that experience. Um, yeah, the next guest I'm going to have. Um, no, so I want to be clear about everything. I'm going to have, plenty of good people on this, but I might have some people that might be very terrible too. But I'm doing it for educational purposes because I want people to learn and I want people to understand things better. Um, as far as I'm concerned, if someone's legitimate in anything, I'll interview them. And I could tell right away, mostly. Well, I mean, I can tell right away. So, but it's also very important so other people could see and they can make better sense out of certain things and stop making so many assumptions about things. Right? I want people to be able to understand kind of everything at a certain degree. So that's why it's very important for me. And philosophically, that's the only way to do it. Um, I will, in the next opening, it's going to be different than the other ones. Right. And, hmm I actually, I actually, how can I say it? I actually even, um, there's one person who I reached out to who, as a juvenile, lost control and sent his brother to the other world. And he, as an adult, he started doing some really really dark stuff to get a handle of it. However, um, most people would, a lot of people would complain about platforming him. However, I think it's important so people can. This was a long time ago. He's much older now. Not much, but he's old enough now. To learn because you can learn from people like that. It's not like um, Angelina was pretty adamant that um, you know people do horrible things because their mind's all messed up. There's something wrong with her mind. Yes, too, but um, like I always say, there's something doing that to people, and the reason why um, they're not able to heal that way is because there's a disconnect between their soul or their energy bodies and their soul. And because there's a disconnect, they can't doesn't it won't heal themselves. And there's something doing that to people. And that's very hard for people to even consider, let alone accept. Because with that, they would also um, they would also have to admit that they probably were wrong about all the stuff, a lot of the stuff they believed their whole life. Um, and it's also why for my third episode, I interviewed um, Tom. So, and the reason why I interviewed him is because although he has spiritual ability, he's never really done it publicly until he has now. It's always been a thing he's done with like the people around him and to help refine himself. And he talks about the same exact meditation that I teach, or the same type where you track and learn your body. Because when you track and learn your body, you are able to even innately filter out the blockages and be as sharp as a tack. You listen, he's sharper than me in that interview. I was tired, granted, but he was at almost 90 years old. So I did that on purpose. And he learned about discernment too, to know that that was a thing very early. So there is a purpose for what I'm doing. There's a purpose, and there is a um, methodology. Methodology. So anyway, I do, and I do this as a meditation too. But yes, I do. I actually need to do more. I need to go to that retreat, the Vilasya yoga retreat. That's not yoga. It's a what am I saying? It's a Buddhist meditation retreat where they do it like for 12 hours a day. I have to do it. I have to do it, well, probably sooner than later too. I mean, there's a lot I have to do, but that's definitely gonna. That's one of them. Um, yeah, since Tom said it was the hardest thing he's ever done, and I have to do it for like a month. Hmm. Well, from what I hear, after the first day or two, it gets easy. Maybe Elfie can come and stay there with me. But we're not allowed to talk. You're not allowed to talk there either. You have to be silent the whole time. I'm gonna guess check. I gotta do something really quick, then we'll start. Mhm. Trying to think about what to do to kind of get this. Um, oh, I know what to do. I need to start my mailing list. Did you? That's cool. Your mom's sister is a monk? That's nice. Or in, where at? Hmm. All right, guys. All right, so hi, same one, Bree. Is this your first time here? What brings you? Vietnam, nice. So, okay, is everyone ready? So if you're new, basically this is a purification. It is very strong. You're going to relax, breathe, and let the energy work. You hear me speak some Japanese? Here we go. Amaterasu mi oyano kami no misu maru no inochi terashi kuni shizuka nari amaterasu mi oyano kami no misu maru no inochi terashi kuni shizuka nari amaterasu mi oyano kami no misu maru no inochi terashi kuni shizuka nari amaterasu mi oyano kami no misu maru no inochi terashi kuni shizuka nari amaterasu mi oyano kami no misu maru no inochi terashi kuni shizuka nari Taka amahari ni kamazamarimasu. Kamuro mino mikoto moshite. Sumemi oyekamu. Izanagi no kami tsukushi no himuka no tachibana no odo no aogigahara ni misogi harai tamaishi toki ni hare maseru. Harai dono o kami tachi. Moro moro no ma ga goto tsumi ga iru yo. Harai tamai kiyometa mai to mausu koto no yoshi yo. Amatsukami, Kunitsukami, Yao, Yoruzu no kami tachi tomo ni hikoshimasu to, kashikomi, kashikomi mo mausu. 高天張にかむずまります。かむろき、かむろみのみこともして、すめみおゆかむ、いずなぎの神つくしのひむかの立花のおどの青木がはるに、みそぎ、はらい、たまいし、ときに、あれませる。はらいどの狼たち、もろもろのまがごとつみかいりよ。はらいたまいきよめたまいとまおすことによしよ。あまつかみ、くにつかみ、やお、よるずの神たちともにひこしますと、かしこみかしこみもまおす。どうすの神、あまていらします。せめみ神の身胸を、伝えて教え導きのたもわく、人はすなわち、神と神とのもとの主たり、何時らの紳士の痛ましむることなかれ、この故に目にもろもろの風情見て、心にもろもろの風情見ず、耳にもろもろの風情聞いて、心にもろもろの風情聞かず、口にもろもろの風情言って、心にもろもろの風情言わず、身にもろもろの風情に触れて、心にもろもろの風情に触れず、心にもろもろの風情を思とも、中心にもろもろの風情を思わず、この時に清く潔きことあり、もろもろのノリは鍵と形のことし、清く清ければ汚れることなし、ことをとらばうべからず、皆花よりずの実とはなる。我が身はすなわち六根処女なり、六根処女なるがゆえに、ごぞの真君兄なり、ごぞの真君兄なるが、ゆえに天地の神と男なり、天地の神と男なるが、ゆえに万物の霊同体なり、万物の霊同体なるが、ゆえになすところ願って成就せずということなし、無常霊法、真珠仏教、天上無休、名誉入賞、神奈川律、払いたまい、清めたまい、守りたまい、先はいたまい、照らしたまい、導きたまい。と神、意味たも、観言心、尊にかだけん、払いたまい、清めたも。高めの腹にかむずまります。攻め神たち、いやわらしたも、特殊の水の宝持ちて、あまてる国てるひけ雨のほあかり、くしたま、 にぎへやひのみことに、静けたもことを教えてのたまわけ、今しこの水の宝を持ちて、天つくにに天下り、あうひとぐさ沈め収めよ。あうひとぐさおよび、よるずのものの病のことあらば、かむ宝を持ちて、見からいた沈みに起きて、見たま沈みの祭りを、なして水の宝を振るべ、そのかもほぎの言葉に曰く、火のい火のと、火のい火のと、土のい土のと、かのいかのと、水のい水のと、ひふみよいむなやことにのとふるべゆるいら、かくいなれせばまかるともさらにきなんとしえとも。雨の神の身をやみことのりかけたまいて、雨の岩、船に乗りて、河内の国の川上の怒る神に天下りましまして、大和の国、引きの山のふもと、白庭の高庭に移しましまして、月祭りとも名付けて、イスの神の狼ともし立て祭り。よよかむ宝を持ちて、夜ずの者のために古べのかまごと持ちて、つかすなしと芸の古の御霊の神と敬い立て祭り、すめみことおまらじ、おとろその神たけきを持ちて、いつきに使い祭りとも、物のびの神の社雨がした、夜ずの者とごいなり、いでんもとかむ宝は、いわゆる、おきつ鏡、平つ鏡、やつくの剣、いく玉、だる玉、まかる返しの玉、ち返しの玉、おろうちのひれ、はちのひれ、くすぐすのもののひれ、さらに、とくすの神、火のい木のと、火のい火のと、土のい土のと、かのいかのと、水のい水のと、ひふみよいむなやこと。にのとふるべゆらといら、かしたてまつることのよしをもちて、平らきくきこしめせと、命長く子孫羽、時はかきわに、守りたまい、先はいたまい、かじたてまつり、人数寿命心力かじ。Deep breath in, inhale, exhale, relax. Inhale, exhale. Kanagara tamachiyamase. Kanagara tamachiyamase. Kanagara tamachiyamase. All right, everyone. There it is. How was that? Mm. You're welcome, 109 Center. How was it for everyone else? As always, if you donate something, I'll do another one. It's up to you. Still need that. Paid my electrical bill today. Still got my rent. I mean, most of it, I have most of the money for that. But I need that. My biggest one is my phone and internet bill right now. And I need all of you. So I'll give it a little wait. We'll do another one maybe. If it was about that. Man, 20K views in the last 48 days, 89 subscribers in the last 28, which is amazing. I used to have months where I only got like 10 subscribers. Slowly getting up there. Hmm. Any takers today? Thank you, 109. I appreciate that. So it's still a grindish thing. I matched with someone on a dating app. Like it wasn't like a pity like for me either. I mean it wasn't one of those just like the super fast ones I do with the clicker. It's like one I actually really chose, and yeah, how cool is that? Finally. It's like she's slow replying, but like she says on the thing like she works a lot. And um yeah. But there's no guarantee, right? She might hate me in person. Well, what do you think? You need? Do I get a quick reading from any of you clairvoyants here? How successful is this one gonna be, if at all? I'm like, she probably has like 50 matches. And I'm like, oh, I got one. I know I'm wearing glasses. It's really hard to see Chinese and characters in Japanese script with without them. I hope it works out too. That'd be that'd be that'd be cool. Mm, so now, Will I meet with her? Just one time? I mean, not someone like this one. It's very good. Check just one time. Oh, that's disappointing. My mouse keeps running out of juice. I keep needing to use it. Do you hear that wind, guys? Oh boy. Hi, Isaac. I was just calling out. No, I mean, if I get, I'm waiting for a donation, then I'll do another one. How'd you like today's episode? There's more coming. I want to hear you guys' thoughts. You can send, yes, you could send $7,000. No, don't send that much. Seven's okay. I wasn't wearing my glasses. I focused my eyes. Like, oh, that's okay too. See, naughty. Yoo-hoo. All right. You guys ready for the next one? Say thank you, Isaac, to everyone. Everyone ready? And has everyone signed up for the forum yet on the website? Hmm? Made a nice website for everyone with a nice forum. Still at 17 people, and the latest person hasn't made a post to introduce themselves yet. So, yes, right. And yes, they are. I remember I worked on a person who, because when I started this they people just thought I was like just doing like healing. I didn't say what kind it was. Um I didn't um even let people know it was Japanese or anything, and they didn't hear what I was having to say. I just did it through Instagram Messenger. And one day, young man, messaged me, and he goes, "I think I'm cursed." And he just told me all the things he's been going through, and that he's very highly clairvoyant, and he knows he is because he could see it. And I worked on him, and when I was done, he came back to me. He goes, "Dude, I don't thank you." He goes, "Thank you. That was great." Actually, a golden dragon appeared and told me the nature of the curse. So, yeah, he had, and he didn't even know that was even remotely associated with what I do, right? But yeah, it helped him, and I assume he's doing great now. But he had that experience, and he played it back to me. And I've had other people too, right? I have one person who very discreetly messaged me, and he didn't tell me. It was between him and whatever kami appeared, and discussed it with him. And I doubt I would have understood the context anyway. But yeah, yeah, that happened. And also too, I had one person one time. Um, he or she rather. I mean, I've had a couple. I've had several people. I didn't finish. It was just one instance I kind of brought up, and I just stopped. Right. However, I So a lady messaged me and immediately says, "You need to be discreet with this," because I was sharing. If you go to my Instagram, I have a bunch of Instagram messages right reposted. But before that, I had another page with like 35,000 followers that got deleted, and I opened up another one. And I had a lady um, I had a lady message me, and yeah, let me sit up so I could do maybe do some clips later as I tell the story. So I had a lady message me in Florida who was an attorney, and she says, "I need you to be discreet with this because I'm an attorney and it can't get out." I was investigating someone in our local city council who's a self proclaimed witch for a fraud. And she threatened me, said that she would do a spell on me if I do not stop investigating her. And of course, she said, I totally blew it off as nonsense. But then, like, really weird stuff started happening. And the first thing that did happen was she put her daughter in her crib. And when she did it, her daughter started speaking to her, an infant daughter, not even able to walk yet. And a bunch of things like that started happening. What people would call delusions, what people would call like shadows, lots of voices. She was basically severely haunted. So I worked on her and removed the curse. They do it a little differently. I when I do that sort of thing. But as I was doing it, she could feel chains unwrapping from around her. And that one was that. And she asked me not really to post it. I did post it, but I covered up her face and name and that stuff. in the picture, but that happened. So that was one. And there was another young woman in Scotland who she was telling me, there's a lady in town. Everyone knows that she is a witch. And because she's a witch, everyone tries to stay clear of her. But her aunt had happened to get into it with her and threatened her. And all of a sudden, her aunt became very, very depressed. And eventually self harmed herself and just ended up not being alive anymore. And people knew what happened, but you can't prove it and you can't report it to the police. So when she saw this person on the street, she couldn't help herself and went berserk, swinging berserk. The scuffle was broken up and she got away, but all of a sudden, the same thing started happening to her. She started getting very depressed, like real depression, where you can't get out of bed and you become very bleak and you have those thoughts. So I worked on her, and as a result of that, too, I, um, I cleared that up. And while I was working on her, she could smell her aunt's perfume. So her aunt came around too and assisted and probably found me also. So there was that. And another instance I've had is something completely different. This is a nurse who became possessed by an ancient Sumerian um, demon and basically fed off of death. Got rid of it, came back, and I actually talked about that on Sean's episode, and he was able to put it together. If you remember that episode, when we talk about the Sumerian demonology, we talk about how that pantheon is um, that demonic pantheon. It's different than deities, right? It's kind of in between almost, or separate but in between. I can't explain that now, but I will try to in the future. They're the only ones who kind of really do that stuff and are involved in it, from my experience of what I've seen. People talk about goetic spirits and how they did this and this and this. There's some of that too, but a lot of that is contractual, where people don't understand the Latin they're signing, or they don't understand the permissions or the type of deals that they're being sabotaged in the making, usually by another person. Um, and that's where the calamity comes there. Recently, too, I've kind of gotten I don't want to call it understanding, but the clarity that about 90% of the people approach that in a very unbalanced state, where they start being, um, they become addicted to substances as a result, because they're not clear. While the 10% that are balanced and take part in that path are able to get through it. But as you're like moving through that current or those currents, you you absorb the impurities through it. And if you go through it and if you go into it in an imbalanced state, you attract smaller attachments that cling on to your energetic bodies, and that most people can't even perceive, like the ones we talk about here during these Shinto meditations. So, Yeah, that's basically my talk for right now. Any questions? So there's all kinds of different kinds, right? I'm not gonna I may talk to someone. No, I don't think I'm going to. We'll see. If like I bring in the cold, I'll be very I would challenge them and look differently, but I am going to take I am going to interview people in like um orders, different type of orders. And that's funny, right? People consider caverns cults, right? But they consider Scientology that too, or Mormonism, completely different things. Anyway, all right, you guys, here we go. Taka amahari ni kamazamarimasu. Kamaro minami koto moshite. Sumemi oyakama. Izanagi no kami tsukushi no himaku no tachibana no ola no aogigaharu ni misogi harai tamaishi toki ni aremaseru. Harai do no o kami tachi moromoro no maga goto tsumi kairi yo. Harai tamai kiyome tamai to mausu koto no yoshi yo. Amatsukami, kunitsukami, yao, yaruzu no kami tachi tomo ni hikoshi besato. Kashikomi, kashikomi, momausu. Taka amahari ni kamazumarimasu. Kamarogi, kamaromi no mikoto moshite. Sumemi oyakama. Izanagi no kami tsukushi no himaku no tachibana no ola no aogigaharu ni misogi harai tamaishi toki ni aremaseru. Harai do no o kami tachi moromoro no maga goto tsumi kairi yo. Harai tamai kiyome tamai to mausu goto no yoshi yo. Amatsukami, kunitsukami, yao, yoruzu no kami tachi tomo ni hikoshi masu. Kashikomi, kashikomi, momausu. Taka amahari ni kamazumarimasu. Kamarogi, kamaromi no mikoto moshite. Sumemi oyakama. Izanagi no kami tsukushi no himaku no tachibana no oda no aogigaharu ni misogi harai tamaishi toki ni aremaseru. Harai do no o kami tachi moromoro no maga goto tsumi kairi yo. Harai tamai kiyome tamai to mausu koto no yoshi yo. Amatsukami, kunitsukami, yao, yoruzu no kami tachi tomo ni hikoshi masato. Kashikomi, kashikomi, momausu. Taka amahari ni kamazamarimasu. Kamarogi, kamaromi no mikoto moshite. Sumemi oyakama. Izanagi no kami tsukushi no himaku no tachibana no oda no aogigaharu ni misogi harai tamaishi toki ni aremaseru. Harai do no o kami tachi moromoro no maga goto tsumi kairi yo. Harai tamai kiyome tamai to mausu koto no yoshi yo. Amatsukami, kunitsukami, や、夜ずの神たちともに引っ越しますと。かしこみかしこみもます。かけまくもかしこきなりを神の前に。かしこみかしこみもまさく。明日に、ゆうべに、いそしみ包むる。家のなりわいを潤むことなく。お怠ることなく、いや、進めに進めたまえ、いえ、助けに助けたまえて、いえ、角高く福をこさししめたまえ、かきわに時はに命長く、海の子の直し続きに至るまで、生かし役割のごとく立ち栄えしめたまえ、家にも身にも、我が神の我がことあらしめず、過ち犯すことのあらむおば、かなおび、おなおびに見直し、聞き直しまして、世もの守り、日の守りに守り、先はいたまえと、かしこみかしこみもまおす。竹幕も賢き稲荷を神の前に、賢み賢みもまおさく。明日にゆべに勤しみ勤める家のなりわいを潤むことなく、怠ることなく、いや、進めに進めたまえ。いや、助けに助けたまえて。いや、角高く、吹き横、さしめたまえ。かきわに時はに命長く。海の子のやそ続きに至るまで。生かし、行きわいのごとく、たまえ先ひ、先しめたまえ。家にも身にも、我が神の我がことあらしめず、過ちを犯すことのあらむおば、かなおび、おなおびに見直し、聞き直しまして、世の守り、日の守りに守り、先はいたまえと、かしこみかしこみもまおす。かけまくも賢き稲荷を神の前に、かしこみかしこみもまおさく。明日にゆうべに、いそしみつとむる、家のたりわいを緩むことなく、怠ることなく、いや進めに進めたまえ、いや助けに助けたまえて、いえ角高く吹き起こさしめたまえ、かきわに時はに命長く、海の子の安続きに至るまで生かし役割のごとく立ち栄えしめたまえ。家にも身にも我が神の我がことあらしめず、過ちを犯すことのあらむおば、かなおびおなおびに見直し聞き直しまして、世の守り、日の守りに守り、先はいたまえと、かしこみかしこみも、まおす。高天はりにかむずまります。カムロギ、カムロミのみこともして、せめみ、おゆかむ、いざなぎの神尽くしの、ひむくの、立花の、おどの、あわぎがはるに、みそぎ、はらい、たまいし、時に、はれませる。はらいろの狼たち、もろもろのまがことつめかいりよ。はらいたまい、きやめたまいと、まおすことのよしよ。 Amatsukami, Kuritsukami, Yao, Yoruzu Kami Tachi Tomo ni Iko Shimasu to. Kashikomi, Kashikomi, Momaosu. Taka Amahani ni Kamazumarimasu. Kamuroki, Kamuromi no Mikoto Moshite. Sememi, Oyakama, Izanagi no Kami, Tsukushi no Himaki no Tachibana no Ono no Aogigahara ni Misogi, Harai, Tamaishi, Toki ni Are Maseda. Harai do no Okami tachi, Moromoro no Maga Goto Tsumi Kairio. Harai Tamai Kiyame Tamai to Maosukoto ni Yoshio. Amatsukami, Kunitsukami, Yao, Yoruzu no Kami tachi tomo ni Hikoshimasu to. Kashikomi, Kashikomi, Momaosu. Kanagara Tamachiyamase. Kanagara Tamachiyamase. Kanagara Tamachiyamase. Hey, how was it, guys? I hope you guys are commenting and liking these videos and things.
Okay, so today.
welcome. Yatta. Isaac, I got a match on the dating app. I'm talking to this person. Her schedule's hectic. She's off on Sundays. I mean, I don't have one. I just talking to her on the app. We haven't even talked about meeting yet, but I'm just excited to get a match. Amen. I've got a match. You're right about that, Elizabeth. I mean, it's like you never guys like girls have like their like women have like 50 to 1,000 messages in their inbox, and I wasn't even using my auto like clicker either. I picked the one I yeah. So I feel like I feel like it was reciprocated. Hi Elizabeth, were you here the whole time? I don't think I've ever seen you here. I mean, let's see what happens. I mean, I'm happy like this YouTube show is doing pretty well, I would say. I mean, yeah, I mean, it gives me this whole thing does give me highs and lows.
there are
Yeah, I know she was clueless. No, I mean, I wouldn't. I was saying earlier that a lot of mediums, um, they come from the 19th century spiritualist community, right? Which is basically an offshoot of Christianity, right? And since it's an offshoot of Christianity, it even lacks the cosmetology. Um, and it simplifies it. Let Even with Christianity, at least, if you go deep into some of the lore within it, there's still Dante's Inferno, the seven levels of hell. It's maybe not be completely accurate, but it is coherent and it's an attempt to build on understanding of what is already in a way perceived by people during the era that was written, if that makes sense. It's an attempt at making the unseen world more robust than what was being taught at the time. The stuff in the 18th century, although with um, what's her name, Belinsky, and that whatever society, I can't even think of it right now, did do a very good job at trying to understand the nature of the spiritual universe. It's not a shallow the theocratic society. I don't know. It's not a completely worthless attempt at it. It has a lot of weight and it does deserve study. Lady Blavatsky. Uh, However, it's still an offshoot of those initial beliefs. It's just more of a philosophical compounding of it. But with the spirituality or that movement that came out, the mediumship boom from the 19th century, it simplified a whole lot from that time and turned it into something very, very narrow. Um, it's crazy to me that people could think that the only type of things that interact with humankind are just like a few things in the whole universe, and that's it. It doesn't make any logical sense to me, which is why I um, created this thing. And I don't know if you've seen Dr. Vesta's channel, Jennifer Lisa. She used to believe in all this stuff too. She still does in a way, right? However, she knows a lot more now. She was complete. She had no idea. And how do you know she did? Because she felt the sun. So Sunday's guest, I am pretty excited about. Like, yeah, I'm very excited about Sunday's guest. And I think you're really going to like it. Did I mention how excited I am about Sunday's guest? Where is everyone? They're just not talking. They're here. It says 14 on people watching here. You mean on the live thing for the video countdown? They already heard me talk about the same thing too. So they're probably like, not this again. I hope, yeah, she is totemo kawaii. Yeah, I think she is. Definitely think she is. I hope it works out this time. All right, I guess I'll take off now. I really wanna play um the new Star Trek Voyager game, but I don't have a system for it. It's like, oh man, I want to play that. Like I don't play that much, but like seeing this one, it's like, oh man, this looks fantastic. Right. See you later, guys. Thank you so much.